Still discussing this matter, we'll be having with us joining the conversation because we need clarity and perspective on this. So we'll be having Professor Tunde Adeoye. He's a professor of financial and monetary economics and macro policy analysis, Department of Economics, University of Lagos, Akoka, Lagos. Prof, good morning, sir. Are you there? Okay, so I'm still having issues connecting with the prof. So I guess we'll come back to him.
Can I?
Yes, go ahead, YK.
I wanted to talk about subsidy.
Yes.
You see, while I hear that we need to remove subsidy, the first thing about the subsidy is they were subsidizing petrol that we did not even need.
Mostly, yeah.
They were subsidizing petrol that was going to Chad, going to Niger, going to Benin Republic. So there was corruption in that subsidy. Yes. Because if it was only the petrol that we needed, they may not have been spending that amount. So, first and foremost, before they go anywhere, I think they should first go and look for all those places so that they can now collect their money back. Yeah, because we are now suffering.
Yeah.
You know, we are not being beaten as hard as that guy I gave a lift yesterday that said, I don't know what I've done, how I've saved his transport for him. We don't feel that.
Yeah.
Me, I can afford to. I just see that my tank is going down. I quickly buy 5,000. And I don't go anywhere. I just sit down in my house because I don't want to be buying. I was watching a car today. He was feeling, when I drove out, 23,000, he had not finished filling. I put my hand on my head. So you mean if I let my tank go empty, this is what is going to happen to me?
Thank you, YK, for taking us there. Because imagine if Nigerians woke up to the news where 10 members of the cabal that have been stealing from Nigerians, that have been the ones actually exporting out the illegal crude to all these countries, have been arrested. We're going to think, okay, something is happening. So what that way is saying that, yes, because the truth, subsidy in itself is not bad if it's exclusively for Nigerians. Because they figure that the amount of that we're using is beyond, it's not even as much as what we're paying. So if the investigation is carried out, as you've always advocated for this investigation to be carried out, where we make some arrests.
Yeah, but can you arrest the powers that be?
Okay, well, let's ask her in a second. I have a call. Let me take Dotun. I'll come back to you.
Problem.
Dotun, thanks for calling. You're live again.
How are you?
Very well, sir.
I'm the first caller.
Welcome to the show.
We have many first callers today.
Yeah.
My contribution is that I retired 14 years ago as the director in Lagos State.
Okay.
All my packages are around 40,000. The people who are ruling us, the president, to the senators, to the people at the House of Assembly and the head, people who are running councillors, they are running fantastic salary and bonuses. But you share it and work on civil service rules. In other words, if the cabinet secretary between service is level 17, the next service will be 18, the next service will be 19, the senator will be 20 or 25. Don't make the work that house, there's a lot of money there for the people to enjoy. Right now, they are taking to the petrol. It's so little intention. How do we expect to live? These people are having a monthly salary. But you tell me, let us civil service, maybe 20, 25 and so on. By the time they work down, the money will come down.
Thank you, Mr. Dotun. We didn't hear you in the studio, but I'm hoping our video viewers probably heard what you said. Thank you for your comments. Yes, let me come to you.
Yes, Omadi Baptist says, as an economist, I've said it before, that the twin implementation of both subsidy removal and exchange rates would lead to hyperinflation. Both policies shouldn't have been implemented at the same time. The reason is because we're still an import-dependent country. Now that we're in this quagmire, palliative should not be to individuals, but to critical sectors.
Right.
Although giving out palliative defeats the purpose of subsidy removal in the short run, because the goal is to save the money and invest in building of our own refineries. It was so much, but I think this is enough.
Yeah, so I wanted to, I was asking a question. I said, can you even arrest the powers that be? That's one. Do you have the moral justification to arrest the powers that be? Because they will fight back, and they will fight whatever it is that they have. And if in any way you have chopped with them, they will rope you inside. Everybody will just come out. So sometimes government is very careful not to go. They know them. It's not like they don't know them. They know them, and they know the strongholds that they are, and they are very careful not to step on toes so much so that they are not themselves kicked out of office or however the thing plays out. But that is on one hand. On the other hand, even with the little that we're trying to save, how are we spreading it evenly to the people? That's where the concern is. If you say, okay, we know these people, we know we cannot touch that angle, but you see these things are supposed to come to us right now, we're not going to take it for us. We're going to use it for the people so that the people will see, let it be seen that the government itself is doing its best to ensure that everybody goes through this seamlessly. It's just for the people to have a feeling of, we can trust this government. Right. We are in this together. Right. They hear our pain and they respond to us.
Okay.
You hear, okay.
The silver lining in what you just said, the silver lining is the fact that all the MDAs, ministries, parcels were sacked. I think it was dissolved. Everybody has gone home. So all the cabals, their friends, their connections, their partners, everybody has gone home, right? Now we're hoping that this new wave of appointments that this new government brings in can be people who would not be friendly to the cabals, hopefully some real arrests. I'm just trying to find the silver lining. It's possible because when we say they know them, maybe those who know them have gone away with I'm saying that's the silver lining. We are hoping that now that they were sacked, the new, you bring in a new wave of technocrats who don't know anybody and they're just here to work. Yeah. Hopefully, in the few months that we have, we can actually get some of these cabals arrested and now have real, transparent investigation.
The cabals are the ones that own the blocks. The cabals are not in government. They are not in active service.
And they can't carry out anything without government.
Of course.
So their friends have gone home.
But there's what they call strongholds. They have the strongholds.
Those strongholds are only functional with government.
It's not just owning the blocks. They are the ones that are shipping in the fuel. They have the filling stations. They are the ones that take the fuel across to Benin Republic.
Are those the cabal?
And somebody who knows somebody, for example,
is it me?
If I know somebody that runs the customs, for example, I'm just using it hypothetically speaking. You still need government. You can't move from your cabal house. You still need government.
That's true.
So I'm saying that the silver line of if we want to be optimistic as Nigerians, because we have a new government, let's hope that whoever is running the customs going forward will ensure that those who are transporting the either illegal smuggling of rice, illegal taking of our crude,
Morayo,
whatever
we
it
don't have
is.
a new government. We just have a new administration. It's still the same government.
All right, let me take this call from... we have our prof, right? Good morning,
He's back.
Professor Tunde Adeoye. Thank you, finally, he's back. Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Thank you very much for being with us. Sorry we couldn't get you on Zoom, but I'd love to see your face. However, we've been discussing the issue of subsidy removal, the floating of the naira, and the hardship it has put on Nigerians, because we were told, yes, that the floating of the naira would cause things to rise and things will be based on market forces. However, Nigerians are screaming and saying, this is really unbearable. Government tried to provide palliative of 8,000 naira for 12 million households, but we resisted it, saying that that is totally inappropriate. We can't even verify how it will be disbursed. Nigerians resisted it, and the government is trying to review it. But in your take as a professional, what do you think is the best option for government to take at this time?
Okay. Thank you once again for having me. It is true that the fuel price that have been fully regulated and being allowed to be determined by the forces of demand and supply has caused untold hardship on the citizens. Can you hear me?
Very clearly, sir.
Okay. Now, the issue is this. The price of the fuel is subjected to the forces of demand and supply. It is not determined within. It is based on what the price of oil is in the international market. And we should not forget the fact that our naira has already been floated. The exchange rate has gone up. And so the landing cost also will also go up. And as long as the landing cost of petroleum that is being imported has gone up, definitely we should expect the pump price to also go up. But where I feel the government needs to come in, because all this neoliberalism and policies that is being dished out based on the IMF, suggestions, we have devastating effect on common man, just like you have out there have been analyzing. So, but what I expect government to come in is to see how to cushion the effect of this increase in price. Just like you have rightly stated, a lot of people have rejected the palliative measures that government has, is trying to put in place. Because when you talk about 12 million Nigerians that will benefit from that 8,000 naira, what would 8,000 naira even do in the lives of 12 million Nigerians? And besides, what is the proportion of that 12 million to over 200 million Nigerians? And of which, out of that over 200 million Nigerians, we have almost 100 million that are already in poverty. Don't forget that sometimes ago, Nigerians was labeled as the poverty capital of the world. Now, having said that, what I feel from my own experience, government can do at this point in time, one, is to face this issue of deregulation, subsidy removal. The issue of subsidy removal in the oil sector is biting hard on the people. So other sectors of the economy, government should not hands off. Even in the so-called US, that is the domain of liberalism. The government also come in to at least do some things in order to cushion effects of market forces. So I expect government one to face this issue of liberalization. Then in the case of palliatives, there are things government can do that can benefit the core poor. That is the poorest of the poor in the society that can have access to some of those amenities. For instance, if there are gains from this subsidy removal, government can invest it in agricultural production. And when I mean agricultural production, it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean farming alone. I mean the whole value chain. And apart from that, government can invest it in social services where common man can have access. For instance, health. As I speak with you today, people are only talking about food, they are talking about transportation, they are talking, what of medication? As we speak today, an average household cannot, treat malaria because the cost of medication has gone up. So these are areas that I expect government to look into. Then education. Common man, as time goes up, schools are planning to review their charges, their fees. Common man will not be able to send their wards to school. These are the areas where we can reduce poverty. Because without human development, we should forget it. There can't be growth, there can't be development. Sharing, or what they call cash transfer, sharing 8,000, 10,000 cannot take us anywhere. It will even aggravate the level of poverty the more.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me ask anybody who has a question concerning monetary policy. So we've seen all the issues, how floating of the naira has affected us. But this is a necessary phase. I don't want to use a necessary evil, but it's a necessary phase for us to get to the promised land, according to what politicians have told us. But how do you think Nigerians or government can help Nigerians better understand this process? Because many just believe that, many don't trust the system, they don't trust government, and they just believe that this at some point is still not going to benefit them in any way. How do you think they can begin to help Nigerians understand this new monetary policy, and what can they do to get Nigerians' trust back, which is something they've lost for many years?
Thank you very much for this question. I think it's a key question. Citizens have lost trust in government over the years because promises were made and those promises were not fulfilled. Yeah. And there were no any explanation to that effect why those promises were not fulfilled. And because of that, people don't believe any government any longer. Well, this is a government that is 2 months old, thereabout, or less than 2 months old. I think the starting point for this government is to see how to build trust and to be transparent, especially when it comes to some of these key macroeconomic policy issues. Before we talk about the issue of Naira, the issue of fuel we are talking about, if government can go ahead and break the oligopolistic nature of the NNPCL Limited, I think that will help a lot and be transparent in the way they lift oil, the imported fuel, and the way those fuel are being discharged. Then coming down to the issue of monetary policy. Well, monetary policy cannot just have effect on the economy. I think the issue is on the fiscal side and not more on the monetary side. The Naira has been floated and it is being determined by the forces of demand and supply. And I think it is a welcome idea because the barrier to accessing foreign exchange is no more there. But I believe with time, if Nigeria can get itself back and that can build that trust and can also encourage production, then definitely the fundamentals that will support our foreign exchange, where we can have more foreign exchange, we reduce that volatility in exchange rate. Let me say this, the challenge precisely is that Nigeria as a nation is dependent on primary products, and that's oil. We are not producing anything. We are not exporting anything. Even in the agricultural sector, there's no more value chain system. So these are the major issues. But what I expect this government to do is to sit down, have an economic team, roll out a particular program for a period of time, short-term, long-term, short-term, medium-term, and long-term basis, so that people will be able to follow the government step by step on some of these policy issues.
All right, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with you, Prof. Thanks. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.